far from any star in the outermost voids of the galaxy. Some celestial bodies drift endlessly, lost in darkness, ejected by gravitational chaos, orphaned, moving silently through interstellar space, cold, invisible. Yet perhaps, somehow, alive. In 2020, astronomers detected a brief anomaly. The shortest microlensing event ever recorded, lasting only 42 minutes. It was named Ogle 2016 BLG 1928, with a mass estimated to be between 1 and 3 times that of Earth. A solitary wanderer, or could it be two worlds bound together in silence? A binary rogue system composed of 2 icy ocean planets, Alpha and Beta. They orbit each other every few days at a distance of roughly 45,000 kilometers. Their mutual gravitational dance generates internal friction and heat, despite the absence of any sun. There is no light, but there is chemistry, and there is motion, and sometimes that is enough. Alpha is massive, over 2 Earth masses encased in a crust of pressure-frozen ice. Below that crust, we encounter one of the strangest states of water, solid like ice, yet boiling under immense pressure. This exotic substance amplifies the faint light of subterranean lava, illuminating the ocean in ghostly, dancing colors. Alpha may once have held promise, but now it is geologically locked, and life, if it began, lies buried forever. Beta is different, smaller, porous, dynamic. Its shell is fractured and alive, shaped by the tidal pull of Alpha. The friction keeps its ocean liquid and drives enormous jet eruptions. Water and minerals burst into dark space, brief, violent outbursts from the deep interior. We descend now into this ocean, into the darkness, but not total darkness. In the crushing dark, where the ocean floor fractures and exhales heat, something immense has formed. Draped over the vents like a living canopy, it moves with the patience of geology. Born from vast bacterial colonies that entwine over millennia. This is Fosa Moray. At first, it begins as a thin biofilm, barely visible, floating near volcanic vents. But slowly it thickens, reacting to heat, folding on itself layer by layer, like organic sediment. These bacteria extract nutrients from mineral-rich gases, carbonates, phosphorus, sulfur compounds, and secrete sticky proteins that bind the colony together. Over immense spans of time, this network becomes a unified body. Tectonic vibrations help shape it. The pressure carves it into arches, folds, and flowing curtains. The result is monumental, a wide, tent-like organism, fixed above heat and glowing softly. Above its glowing folds, something stirs, graceful, deliberate. The Giras Tanglora. They glide just beyond the thermal shimmer. In their youth, they are remarkably enduring, able to drift for decades, even through the deep freeze that silences most other life. They prefer fast streams near fracture channels, turbulent ribbons of water that let them escape predators and distribute chemical signals. And when the mating season approaches, they release a hormonal mist into the current, a trail to be followed. But they cannot reproduce alone, nor in pairs. Giras Tanglora require 3 distinct sexes. Even bonded duos must continue searching urgently for a third. Because once the fusion begins, they change forever. When all 3 meet, they spiral in a long, synchronized rotation, twisting their bodies around each other in an elegant, high-stakes dance. Their membranes bind, their tissue merges, their nerves connect. They form a sphere, fragile, warm, and entirely new. From this point on, they are no longer gliders. Their metabolism shifts, and with it, their vulnerability. The once resilient bodies become delicate. They can no longer tolerate the freezing ocean above. They begin to roll, coiling and uncoiling with perfect coordination, slowly descending toward the seafloor. They are now both singular and triple, capable of shared and separate brain activity inside a rolling sentient orb. They search for geothermal gas bubbles. If one rises, they release their fertilized eggs into it, letting it carry them upward, toward regions where life might begin again. Some eggs will survive, others will rise too far and meet their end. Waiting above, something long, thread-like, barely visible, almost weightless, suspended in the dark like a breath unexhaled. These are the Sylvester siphonora. To them, the ceiling of the ice is the floor. They live in what looks like an upside-down garden. Algae, mosses, and bacterial mats cling to the frozen roof. Sylvester feed on everything drifting: phosphellum fragments, microbial waste, stray eggs. But they are not just cleaners, they are cultivators. Beneath the ice, they act as chemical sculptors, controlling the surrounding salinity, acidity, and mineral gradients with precision. Like alien chefs, they tune the microenvironment, creating perfect conditions for larval development inside nutrient-rich channels etched in the ice. These larvae are the staple food of the Sylvester. These larvae are resilient. Once embedded and frozen, they can remain dormant for millions of years, waiting for favorable conditions to return, an archive of life stored in ice. But their most stunning behavior happens when a gas fissure opens. In a blink, the Sylvester pivot and launch upward into the crack, leaving the water behind and entering the gas-filled chambers above. There, in a space no longer liquid, they perform a rare chemical feat: nitric oxide dismutation. They exhale oxygen, and with it, light. Tiny pulses, brief bursts of soft glow flicker across the chamber. These creatures are breath givers. They keep the caves alive. Paradoxically, in the ocean world, not every creature lives in water. If you are thinking here, every creature must live in water, I must say, it is not quite the case. The cryothamnous pendra inhabit the ever-changing cave system, formed by vast gas bubbles erupting upward from the planet's mantle. These gas domes reshape the ice constantly, melting, collapsing, reforming. The cave system is alive in geological time. Cryothamnous pendra hang from the walls like chandeliers of flesh, filtering minerals, absorbing oxygen, feeding on drifting remains from Sylvester above. In total darkness, they navigate by scanning their surroundings with bursts of ultrasonic pulses. Each one emits a soft, distinctive vibration, an acoustic signature. Unique to the individual. The young rely on these faint signals to find their mothers when separated, and they do get separated, often. The labyrinth is unforgiving, but the mothers listen. They move slowly, tracing echoes through the maze. But not all echoes lead home. Some are lures. From a predator called Abyssakotta sonomimus. It dwells in the deep ocean, but when it senses movement above, it rises, ascending into the caves in perfect silence. Its body is flat, wide, and pliable, capable of folding through fissures and sealing entire corridors with a single undulation. Abyssakotta has evolved to mimic the exact tone of a baby cryothamnous pendra. It waits for the parent to approach, and then it seals the exits. It needs only to extend its antennae, long branching threads armed with paralytic chemicals. Some cryothamnous escape, others do not. They are trapped in the wrong sound, led to a dead end. And even deeper still, Something else drifts silently, waiting patiently for the falling remnants of Sylvester from the world above. A scavenger. In these depths, nothing is wasted. Kronos knows this. She is transparent, suspended in darkness, gently absorbing the faint traces left behind by other creatures. Inside her lives a male, born captive, never seeing the outside. He grows, feeds, lives, and completes his cycle within her. When mature, he seeds inside her, and then begins to search for a way out. But at the very moment he is ready to break free, Kronos creates another, a replacement to preserve herself. The first is quietly absorbed, no resistance, no evidence, only stillness returns. The new male begins his life, feeding on the remains of the previous. No generations, only endless replacement. Kronos is endangered, not because she can die, but because she cannot create new life. Immortality without rebirth is extinction in slow motion. Kronos continues drifting, both sanctuary and prison. Perhaps she is older than everything else. Ogle 2016 BLG 1928 was a 42-minute anomaly, a whisper against the noise of the galaxy. A world adrift, bound to nothing. No star, no orbit, no system. A binary rogue pair, dancing in darkness, one locked, one alive. Even in a world without a sky, perhaps life learned to glow. An independent world, where the three elements of life may exist: heat, liquid, and chemistry. Not a planet in waiting, but a solitary possibility, lost in the dark between stars. Thank you for diving with us beneath twin shells of ancient ice, two separate oceans adrift in the same eternal night. If you enjoyed this voyage, leave a like, share the mystery, and subscribe for more expeditions into the unknown. And if you know a world that deserves to be discovered, let me know in the comments.